Into another session of News Tonight Bulletin. My name is Patricia Lukoma and this is News Tonight. Into the bulletin, over 10,000 National Resistance Movement NRM posters featuring President Yoweri Museveni have been put up across Kampala in a major visibility drive. The initiative aims to boost party support ahead of the 2026 general elections.
The senior presidential advisor for Uganda and NRM Lubaga Division Chairman Ivan Majambere Kamuntu Semakula officially launched over 10,000 posters today.
I'm commissioning these posters of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda. That is so that we love His Excellency as Ugandans.
Request all the people of Kampala to vote President Museveni and all the flag bearers of NRM so that we see development in Kampala.
They will be displayed across the city as part of a border strategy to strengthen NRM mobilization and presence in Kampala.
That is the symbol saying that, because people have been saying that we cannot manage these posters. But as Majambere, now I have commissioned these posters, 10,000 posters to His Excellency around Kampala.
Posters of the President, and we want all these young people who have been sent out, don't be misled to go and tear posters. The people sending you will not come to save you.
Unveiling the portraits, they were described as a symbol of leadership, unity, and NRM's commitment to the people.
Destroying our posters in Kampala here. Now, for us, we don't want to fight with them. Now I want to alert the police. Let the police do its work, and we need your help, Mr. IGP. These people, they are destroying our posters in Kampala. The police is just looking. Started, and I have commissioned this.
Over 10,000 NRM posters of Museveni installed across Kampala, boosting NRM party's visibility. Irene Faith Nantongo, UBC News.
The National Consultative Forum, NCF, has called for a peaceful electoral process ahead of the 2026 general elections, warning that Uganda must not return to the dark days of violence and bloodshed.
With just weeks to start off election activities, key institutions are stepping up efforts to promote peace, tolerance, and unity as Uganda prepares to elect their leaders. The National Consultative Forum, which brings together all registered political parties, urged citizens and political actors to embrace harmony throughout the electoral process, cautioning that instability thrives where peace and unity are absent. Addressing the media, Mike Osinde Orach, the NCF spokesperson, stressed the importance of peace during election and called upon security agencies to ensure law and order in a professional and impartial manner. Osinde further clarified concerns regarding congestion at polling stations, noting that existing guidelines require voters to remain at least 20 meters away from polling areas after voting.
The security, we are aware that police is taking lead on the activity of security. They are the ones now to network with other sister security. We call upon them to demonstrate that they are the ones taking lead.
He also appealed to political leaders to act as role models, reminding them that their conduct has a directive influence on the nation.
We want a peaceful election in 2026. We do not want to go back to any forum of shedding blood just because of an election.
Meanwhile, Kugonza Mary Carroll, chairperson of the Legal and Electoral Affairs Committee, underscored the responsibility of leaders in shaping voter behavior, encouraging tolerance and peaceful engagement among supporters.
The hate language, the misinformation, the disinformation, the social media issues, where we see the AI taking precedence in these elections, the abuse.
The forum further urged voters to reject violence and appealed to the media to report accurately, responsibly, and in the interest of national cohesion. Irene Faith Nantongo, Joseph Muyingo, UBC News.
Well, thank you both. Now, Police Directorate of Traffic and Road Safety has intensified operations on major highways to ensure safe travel during and the end of the year's festivities, including Christmas. Along Masaka Road, traffic officers stationed at various checkpoints and using breathalyzers to identify motorists driving under the influence of alcohol.
At the beginning of the week, the Police Directorate of Traffic and Road Safety announced a set of measures aimed at ensuring safe travel during this festive season. Deployment has been reinforced on different highways, with working hours revised to curb reckless driving and reduce road crashes.
Buses traveling distances of over 300 kilometers must not undertake return journeys within 24 hours. 2. Only buses with valid route charts and PSV licenses will be allowed to operate. All drivers must possess valid driving licenses, and bus drivers must have driver badges at all times while driving. If you know you don't have a driving license, please don't dare to step onto the road.
Among the key issues being checked are valid driving licenses and improper vehicle enhancements such as illegal lights and decorations that contravene traffic regulations.
And also carrying passengers in excess and other offences that pose danger to travellers will continue throughout the festive season to ensure the safety of everyone on the road.
Along Masaka Road, checkpoints have been established at approximately every 5 kilometers to ensure adherence to road safety guidelines. Breathalyzers known as Kawunyem are being used to identify and apprehend drivers operating vehicles while drunk. The Directorate is leveraging strategies used last year, including the deployment of adequate manpower on major highways, constant patrols, and continuous review of CCTV footage to minimize road crashes during this festive period. Abdul Nasser Lubwama and Regan Ahumza for UBC.
The Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, His Grace, Dr. Samuel Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, has condemned the use of excessive force by security operatives during the ongoing political campaigns, especially against opposition and civilians. The Archbishop made the remarks while delivering his Christmas message at his residence on Namirembe Hill in Kampala.
As election campaigns continue to gain momentum across the country, cases of human rights violations have been reported, with security operatives increasingly clashing with supporters of different political actors. It's against this backdrop that Archbishop Kazimba Mugalu called for peace, free and fair elections, emphasizing respect for human dignity.
Security agencies are called to protect life and human dignity, not to violate them. Dialogue, tolerance, and mutual respect must guide political engagement so that the electoral processes remain peaceful and credible. Uganda belongs to all of us, and peace is our shared responsibility.
The Archbishop also raised concern over the effects of environment degradation, which he noted have resulted in loss of life and destruction of property in some parts of the country.
I urge you all Ugandans to protect forests, wetlands, and fragile ecosystems. Environmental conservation is not optional. It is a Christian responsibility and an act of obedience to God's call for faithful stewardship.
Archbishop Kazimba further revealed the Church of Uganda theme for the year 2026, drawn from Ephesians chapter 2, verses 14 to 17, calling for Christians to embrace unity, peace and reconciliation.
This theme calls us to remain firmly rooted in Christ, who is our peace and the foundation of true unity. In a world marked by division, uncertainty, and unrest, Christ alone brings reconciliation, stability.
Meanwhile, the head of Mission Department, Church of Uganda, Reverend Simon Peter Demberia Yeso, highlighted the key milestones achieved by the church during the year 2025, including growth in evangelism, social outreach and education.
In the month of June, we do what we call a mission week, and I am glad to report to you that 289 combats were realized from the vendors, from the different people that we had what we call the To Do Good Run, and the focus is on the construction of the boys' hostel. We've had Kampala Diocese going to East Rwenzori. We've had Soroti going to Mbale.
Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Now, as Christmas season draws closer, transport fares across the country have sharply increased, with some bus companies hiking prices by up to 50%. The surge has left many travelers struggling, while others are booking tickets days in advance due to the limited bus availability.
Bus parks in Kampala are already experiencing heavy traffic as travelers rush to join friends and family for the festive season. As the festive season nears, bus park terminals have been flooded with travelers, especially during peak hours as people race against time to make it home for Christmas celebrations.
The reason why I travel at this time of the year is because this is the only time we have in a year to go and celebrate with our families. You know, we spend the whole year working, all year round working, so at this point it's easier to go home and celebrate with your family. Our children are on school holiday.
By the time of filing this report, transport fares had increased across different regions of the country. In the eastern region, bus fares playing border districts such as Busia, Tororo and Malaba have increased from 30,000 shillings to 50,000 shillings, while tax fares on the same route have risen from 22,000 to 35,000 shillings. In the western region, transport fares from Kampala to Kasese have increased from 45,000 to 55,000 shillings. From Kampala to Fort Portal fares have increased from 40,000 to 50,000 shillings, while Kampala to Hoima now costs 40,000 shillings, up from 30,000 shillings. In the northern region, transport costs from Kampala to Arua have jumped from 50,000 to 80,000 shillings, while fares from Kampala to Gulu have increased from 45,000 to 55,000 shillings.
Getting means of getting where you're going, it's really so high. It's really costly in terms of the time you spend in the park, in terms of getting actually the actual means of going. It's really a big mess.
Yes, we have increased a little bit, and the public needs to know that there are dynamics. The moment the numbers of passengers swell in Kampala, it means there is need for the buses to be present in Kampala. So we are forced to make sure they arrive and come back.
For the interstate buses playing international routes, fares from Kampala to Nairobi have risen from 100,000 to 150,000 shillings, and travelers heading to Dar es Salaam, Tanzania will part with 175,000 shillings, up from 140,000 shillings, while transport fares from Kampala to Kigali, Rwanda have increased from 100,000 shillings to 130,000 shillings.
I would say the travel has been challenging, I think because Christmas is approaching, and the fares have hiked, in some cases doubled the normal fares. Yeah, and then we also have scarcity of buses. As you can see, we have very few buses and many passengers.
However, not all bus companies have increased their fares. Some operators, including Executive Coach, say they have maintained their prices despite the seasonal demand.
Our company, we did not increase our fares. The one for Kampala, Nairobi, we are paying ordinary. It's 120, and then the VIP, we are paying 170.
As the December 24th approaches, transport operators warn that fares could rise even further due to the growing number of travelers.
But if numbers shoot up, then we might be forced probably to add another 5,000. Because the way it works, as numbers begin swelling, there we will tell our people that that bus come with maybe with 50% of the passengers.
Bus terminal managements have also heightened security to ensure the safety of passengers.
We are very ready as the bus terminal management also. We have made sure that we have an engagement with security operatives to make sure that the security within these premises is tight and the passengers are safe with their luggage and their properties.
Sada Mobale, UBC News, Kampala.
There's Saddam Mobile. Now Christmas downtown. As the country marks the Christmas season, clothing traders are raising concerns over low sales despite reducing prices and stocking festive outfits. Many traders say customers have less disposable income to spend this year.
Christmas is traditionally one of the busiest seasons for clothing traders. Shops and markets are usually filled with bright colors, festive designs, and a wide range of outfits. As traders stock up weeks in advance, popular items include dresses, sweaters, jackets, children's wear, and matching family outfits tailored for the holiday season. To attract customers, traders say they have reduced prices, with different outfits now selling at discounted rates to suit different budgets. However, despite the price cuts, traders note that customer spending remains low. Many shoppers have moved around the markets asking for prices, but only a few are able to make actual purchases.
Bintu byange sinabyongeza kuba olw'ensonga n'abaguzi batono tebanagula bulungi ate nayo neetegeka nnyo neetegeka nga siso neno gyetegekedde n'abantu tebanalabika ate ennaku ziggwayo
ebitambula bulungi wanene mu tawuni mujje mutuguleko engoye wanene Christmas.
Although decorations, music and Christmas promotions have created a festive shopping atmosphere, traders say the expected Christmas boom has not fully materialized this year.
Embeera okusinziira nga bweri beeyi tetwagirinyisizza naye just abantu tebalina bubeezi ssente oba okubanga oli awo balinamu embeera endala nti engeri n'emmaaso awo gye waliyo ebiriyo oba oli awo osangayo ensonga lwaki ssente bazikuttekuttemu teziringa mwaka guwedde.
Traders attribute the slow business to high operating costs, reduced purchasing power, and ongoing economic challenges. They are now appealing to government to support them through reduced taxes, lower rent, and improved market conditions.
Bandisoose ne baweevinga COVID. Abantu kale tetuganye nabo baagala Christmas. Naye ne babafunira bye balina okukolera. Kati naffe abali mu bizimbe ne tusobola okufuna abantu abasobola okujja kolaki okutugulako.
Nyine eri gavumenti esale ku misolo yagibuzizza abantu baavu ate emisolo giri waggulu nnyo.
As Christmas approaches, fashion trends are heating up and shoppers are flocking to local markets and stores in search for perfect outfits for celebration. But what's really making a statement this this year. Now Swawini, reporting for UBC.
Non-government organizations, NGOs, have been encouraged to strengthen partnerships with local governments to improve planning, coordination and service delivery. The call was made during the annual high-level dialogue on localization in Uganda, organized by the Charter for Change under the theme Tracking Progress.
Sonko from the Office of the Prime Minister expressed concern that although NGOs are invited to local government budget conferences, many of them fail to attend, which affects coordination and planning.
Can we incentivize, provide incentives and disincentives? Partnership is a challenging situation, but if you provided incentives that can enhance partnership, I think it would be better. But even
Sonko noted that government remains committed to working with NGOs to implement the localization agenda, saying it reduces costs and improves efficiency. He encouraged NGOs to embrace vertical partnerships with local governments, provide incentives, and replicate successful local government service delivery models. Meanwhile, Francis Shanto Jokora, the county director of Oxfam, together with other development partners, urged NGOs to be transparent and accountable in their operations in order to build trust with funders and ensure continuity of support.
That exists in our hands to the local and national actors. One of our commitments is looking at equitable partnership. We're working with a number of local and national actors to respond to the various disasters that have been striking in our country. Talk about the refugees response, floods that have been in different areas. So we're working in partnership with local and national actors.
Ojokora explained that localization is funded to empower local actors to design and implement solutions within their communities. Joyce Achoko Julian, the chairperson of the Charter for Change Working Group, said the dialogue was organized to equip local actors with skills to attract both local and international donors and promote sustainability, particularly for women-led organizations. She called for increased funding to support localization efforts on
actors to enabling more locally led responses. So we are advocating for funding, we are advocating for resources, we are advocating to see that the local actors take lead when it comes to the delivery of the humanitarian aid.
In inclusion, Myrin Chomhendo, a disability focal person, encouraged persons with disabilities not to underestimate themselves when seeking funding, noting that inclusion should not be a barrier to accessing support.
I'd like to encourage people with disabilities, women with disabilities, to step out and be visible. It was moved earlier, be found and be funded.
Meanwhile, Mate Jokas, Executive Director of Women Development, highlighted the importance of localization, visibility, and community ownership in development programming.
Communities building or creating ideas that they can implement by themselves through low-cost, high-impact solutions.
Patricia Nakandwe,
Uganda has validated its health and pollution action plan to reduce pollution-related health risks across the country. The plan was developed by government or government institutions in partnership with the Global Alliance on Health and Pollution with support from the UK government.
Meeting brought together officials from health, environment, agriculture, KCCA, NEMA, alongside academia, private sector and civil society representatives.
We have issues of indoor pollution where we have rural communities where they still cook indoors using biomass, or where in some cases we have communities where animals reside near homesteads or inside home dwellings. We have emissions from constructions. We have issues of water pollution where we have discharge of partially treated effluents or discharge of improperly treated sewage from pit latrines or from sewage treatment facilities. So all these we've been coming up with mitigation measures on how these can be reduced.
The action plan highlights key pollution challenges affecting communities nationwide.
This action plan, the issues we have identified, the actions, once they are implemented, we should be able to add something to addressing some of these issues. In NEMA, we have definitely done a lot, as our mandate. We have a number of regulations in waste management regulation. We have air pollution regulation in 2024. But the issue is enforcing these regulations. That has been the issue. And therefore, I want to think that with this action plan, with the strategies we have put in place, this project, this action plan will support the enforcement of these regulations.
I hope that once this document is signed, because the next step is, yes, revise all the comments, conclude a strong draft, which will no longer be a draft, it will be a final document, and then this to be signed by NEMA. If NEMA signs the document, which means they validate it with a signature, then we consider this is official.
Proposed solutions include waste-to-energy initiatives, cleaner cook fuels, safer agrochemical use, improved effluent management, and increased public awareness.
Let's approach the Ministry of Finance, let's approach development partners so that they're able to give us resources. It is what resources. We may not start big, but let's touch whatever resources we can get so that we are able to start moving. Let's not stop. Let's start moving.
So that
Makerere University has positioned Uganda at the center of a global conversation on public safety and disaster preparedness as it hosts a high-level symposium on public safety and natural disaster management.
Bringing together key stakeholders from government, the private sector, civil society and academia, the forum is expected to deepen collaboration in disaster risk reduction, emergency response and use of technology to safeguard lives and infrastructure.
Yeah, because I know in Africa maybe very currently we focus more on the response after disaster. So we want to put it forward. Before the disaster, we want to use some new technology to do the monitoring and find the potential hazards which may happen in the future, like several hours ahead. We can inform the local people.
International delegations from the Hiva Institute for Public Safety, Tsinghua University, and the Embassy of the People's Republic of China are participating, underscoring the growing China-Uganda partnership in science, technology and higher education.
For the last several years, we have been in Uganda for some places like Kasese, like Elgon. We have been a lot of investigations on the local situations. We feel that the situation here is very similar to China in 20 years ago. So we are very like to share our experience and also what we have done in China to have the same situation here. So
Honorable John Chrysostom Muyengo highlights the role of universities in driving research-led solutions to national and regional challenges.
The government of Uganda understands the importance of research in public safety, and that's why the Office of the Prime Minister, the Office of Honorable Minister of Education and Sports, and Honorable Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation provided data very fast to support for this the application for this project. The application for this laboratory, also good support from the government of Nigeria and the Cote d'Ivoire, those are our brothers.
Hosted at Makerere University's main hall, the symposium reflects Uganda's commitment to proactive disaster management and positions the country to benefit from global expertise, data-driven early warning systems, and shared innovation under the Belt and Road Framework.
The university being a top university in Africa and Tsinghua, which is the top university in Asia, have come together to put together our knowledge, our research, our resources to address issues of public safety. And in this instance, we are addressing particularly natural disasters, including earthquakes, floods, landslides, which have become very common in Uganda. Floods are every rain season we get floods in Kampala, and it seems to be a worsening situation. We are addressing issues of epidemics, the Ebola, Marburg, and all those things. and the collapsing buildings, traffic accidents.
Stakeholders say such partnerships are critical in building resilience, protecting communities, and ensuring sustainable development. Sandra Kahonde, Robert Katamba, News Tonight.
The vice chairperson of Uganda Energy Credit Capitalization Company, Dr. Kabagambe Kalisa, has reaffirmed government's commitment to clean energy access across the country. Dr. Kalisa, who was representing the Minister for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Matia Kashaija, at a study program in Hoima, cited how such initiatives may help in addressing the most persistent barriers of clean adoption, high upfront costs, and also strengthen private sector participation in the energy sector.
This regional activation in Hoima is part of the Electricity Access Scale-Up Project, a Government of Uganda initiative aimed at increasing access to affordable, reliable and clean energy solutions for households, small and medium enterprises and institutions across the country.
So government today has rolled out a subsidy in order for the people to afford the normal high upfront cost. So that will be driven down, and as it was said, government is putting in between 50 and 40% of the original price. So the expectation is that people will now look at this package as attractive. But also
through its price subsidy program, Uganda Energy Credit Capitalization Company with the private sector extended approved energy service to a reduced 40% on all clean energy technologies passed directly to the end users to a point of purchase.
And we are targeting, for off-grid solar, we are targeting the entry products. So we are really targeting those people who are coming off the use of kerosene lamps, the use of car batteries to power their needs. We are really cleaning up the environment. And in addition to providing support for off-grid solar, now under this project, we are also targeting income generation. So we are supporting discounted sales for productive uses of energy through water pumping, irrigation, refrigeration and cooling, water heating, and grain milling. That way, we will be able to anchor sustainability.
Solar homes systems and clean cooking solution exhibitors showcased how their innovations of clean energy preserve the environment.
We have lanterns, we have home systems and inverters, mainly for lighting, for charging phones. We even have systems that light laptops.
With these clean cooking stoves, one, the emission of smoke, clean cooking is what we bring to our customers and our clients in here. We live here, and with these products, you save close to 70% of the charcoal.
Since inception, Uganda Energy Credit Capitalization Company, under this Electricity Access Scale-Up Project, has extended support to over 382,000 households. Lydia Chomkama and Charlotte Amuge, UBC News.
And with TVET reforms, Uganda's Technical and Vocational Education and Training TVET is undergoing major reforms aimed at closing the long-standing skills gap between education and the labour market. With the new TVET Act 2025 now in force, training will be employer-led, demand-driven, and focused on producing job-ready graduates.
The new TVET reforms seek to equip graduates with practical skills, putting market demands at the center of training, from curriculum design to assessment.
We are focusing on what does the market want, not what can the institute produce, or what can this particular lecturer or trainer actually do. It should be what does the market want. That's the biggest reform. But this now comes with standards. We have to put standards in place. For instance, how do we develop? Let's talk about one skill, a mechanic or an electrician. It should be someone who by the time is given a certificate that you are now a graduate is not going to learn on job.
They will also address long-standing challenges including fragmented governance, inconsistent curricula, and limited engagement with employers.
We shall have a register for all our graduates, such that anybody, anywhere, can say, I want this skill, and they can go to the TVET Council website and find the skill. We'll even go to the detail of where this person is placed, whether in Bulu or Mbale or Kampala. You get that?
Under the TVET Act 2025, all training institutions must be registered and meet national standards ranging from qualified trainers and adequate equipment to safe learning environments.
If an institute is interested in producing TVET-trained graduates, they must follow the law. And one of the requirements of the law is that you have to be registered. I mean, if you are operating on your own, you may actually compromise on the standards. So you must get registered. TVET Council must know where you're operating from. They must be able to come and confirm that you have the right equipment. Your workshops are big enough to accommodate the numbers you are taking on, and you have the competent trainers for TVET training.
Beyond technical skills, trainees will now receive entrepreneurship and customer management training to enable self-employment.
We didn't have you, the trainers and the head trainers. I want to assure you, we would not have knowledge coordination. Because you move knowledge from one generation to another. You do cross-pollination and you pollinate skills from theory to practical.
Marina Mkose, UBC News.
I request that we take.
Well, at 39 minutes past 10 o'clock, we're going to take a short break, but do not go away. We return with more news.
The program has met our expectations in that it has been able to give us business.
They gave us a contract where we did a renovation at their head office. MTN trained us in their procurement process and also the IT technology.
I was struggling with managing the finances of the company. So when I went for that training, I was able to improve in financial literacy and management.
Are you a female entrepreneur looking to do business with MTN? Log on to www.mtn.co.ug/AWE. Together, our progress is unstoppable.
Kabogos, where are you coming from?
From NSSF.
NSSF? You traveled all the way from Namagudi to get NSSF services. Rekanawe. You walk on the era. NSSF is now everywhere. Come on, I show you.
NSSF sure is not far. Enjoy NSSF from where you are.
Access NSSF services right where you live. With over 20,000 quick teller agents across Uganda, now you can conveniently register yourself, make NSSF payments and contributions to your Smart Life account. NSSF, a better life.
This is our home, our land, our Uganda. From the rolling hills to the busy streets, from the farmers in the fields to the students in classrooms, we are one people. Elections are a time to choose our leaders, not to fight our brothers and sisters. When violence enters the ballot box, the future of our country is wounded. But when peace leads the way, our nation grows stronger. On election day, choose unity over diversion, respect over hatred, and dialogue over distraction. Love your country, protect your fellow citizens, stand for peace, and say no to electoral violence. This message is brought to you by the Global Election Observation Mission, GEOM, in partnership with the Uganda Electoral Commission. Informed citizens, strong nation.
Starting with 100,000 shillings, you begin building real financial strength, because wealth doesn't just happen, you build it. And the ones who start early end up ahead. Every deposit, every month, every little increase. This is how your money grows into wealth. Put your money to work with the experts at SBG Securities. Partner with us today on your investment journey.
SBG Securities. Keep growing for you, for them, forever.
Welcome back from that short break as we stroll ahead. As Uganda joins the rest of Ugandans join the world in commemoration of the International Migrants Day, stakeholders call for stronger partnerships, inclusive policies, and continued protection of migrants' rights to ensure that migration remains a force for good. And of course, this year's commemoration were held under the theme Migrate Story, Cultures and Development. And of course, that story will come in our subsequent bulletin. Now, over to Yumbe, where Uganda's Minister for Works and Transport, General Katumba Wamala, has applauded the Japan government for its involvement in Uganda's growth through infrastructural development. This was during the inspection of works on the Yumbe Road and the Coral Bridge in Yumbe.
Residents of Yumbe district say a 109 billion shillings road project is already changing their lives in refugee hosting areas of West Nile.
It has been very difficult for people in Zone 3, in Zone 4 and Zone 5 to access the base camp, because they used to track a longer distance through Yumbe town, through Barakala to Bidibidi base camp. But now with this bridge coming on, it will be very easy for people to access, the people from Zone 3, Zone 4, to access the base camp.
The project, supported by the government of Japan through Japan International Cooperation Agency JICA and implemented by Uganda's Ministry of Works and Transport, is upgrading the Yumbe-Ure Road. Works and Transport Minister General Katumba Wamala applauds the Japan government for the grant to construct this road and acknowledges that it is essential for the entire region's connectivity.
We understand and we have heard the people's cry about connecting the whole all the way to Arua. I think that's about 74 kilometers. Where of course we'll appeal if the government of Japan, because it's already doing a lot for us. As I've told you, they are going to do a Karuma Bridge. We are going to do lot 2 of the flyover. So if they say for now this is what they can do, then we shall have, as a government, to plan to have the connection completed.
It is our great pleasure to help reconstructing this area, together with helping the settle down of the refugees. We would like to see this area be connected, not only to Kampala, but to neighboring Sudan, Congo, Kenya, Tanzania, and East Africa community. It may take some more time, but we will do our best.
We understand the necessity of the road. This road is called Yumbe Manibe Road, so this road should lead to Yumbe. So we understand the necessity and the importance, so we'll try our best.
Local residents employed on the project say the work has provided income and valuable skills.
This project has 3 components, as we said earlier. There's the road component, and that is the Yumbe-Ure 11-kilometer road component. and then this bridge you've just seen. And the third component, which you haven't visited, is the feeder road, which is meant to be worked on using labor-based technology. What is going to be done is laborers using simple implements, simple equipment like pedestrian rollers to pave a road. A road will be 2 kilometers, and it will have a strong base, and it will have a single surface dressing treatment, and basically that's what will be done for that road. And why we are doing it is to, one, to transfer skills to the people so that they appreciate how some of these works are done, and then two, especially the women, to have money in their, to earn some money out of this project. In essence, this will be like the local content component of this project.
Through labor-based technology, refugees and the host community members are directly involved in improving a 2-kilometer feeder road, while major works continue on the 11.5-kilometer national road and the new Coral Bridge. Community leaders note that better roads will ease movement to schools, health centers and markets, while improving security and trade. As of November 2025, construction stands at 21%, with bridge foundation works completed. Residents say the project goes beyond roads, giving families dignity through employment and strengthening cooperation between refugees and host communities as development takes shape in Yumbe.
Now, Uganda is taking significant steps to enhance its management of hazardous chemicals and waste. The Ministry of Water and Environment, with support from the United Nations Environment Programme UNEP, is strengthening the national capacity to implement control procedures under the Rotterdam, Stockholm, Basel and the Minamata Global Conventions.
The conventions that focus on regulating international trade and management of hazardous chemicals and waste include the Rotterdam Convention on Prior Informed Consent, the Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants, the Basel Convention on Hazardous Waste, and the Minamata Convention on Mercury.
As a country, we have already been having regulations that manage the use of agriculture and health-related chemicals. However, when it comes to industrial and consumer chemicals, we've not been having a proper regulation, and yet all of us use chemicals every day. The toothpaste that you use, the soap that you use, the Vaseline that we use.
Accordingly, government through the Ministry of Water and Environment, in partnership with the National Environment Management Authority, is creating a national strategy, action plan and guidelines for sound management of chemicals and associated waste.
We have seen people dealing with chemicals without safety wear. We have seen people dealing with chemicals without any licenses whatsoever. We have seen a number of things which definitely compromise the safety of the people interacting with these chemicals.
So we've developed guidelines for that. We have also developed guidelines for chemicals risk assessment and reduction in Uganda.
We've also had the challenge of management of waste, but also the capacity itself is lacking. That's why you see we have these trainings, we have these workshops, we have these meetings where we build capacity of each other so that we can well manage the chemicals out there in the community.
This was at a validation workshop that aims to create a unified system addressing chemicals from importation to disposal, supporting sustainable growth and protecting vulnerable populations.
That's the reason we are here today. What are those guidelines that help you understand this regulation? Because now the law is there, it is in place, it's a 2024 regulation, meaning it's very new. But what are those things? What are the steps that break down? That guideline will help you understand this chemical is prohibited. If I'm using this particular chemical, which steps do I take?
In all this, Uganda is receiving support from the international organizations, including the United Nations Environment Programme and the Global Environment Facility. This support includes technical assistance, capacity building, and funding. Uganda's efforts to strengthen its national capacity demonstrates its commitment to environmental protection and sustainable development.
Now over to Kikube. Residents of Kikube district, including health facilities, schools and religious institutions, have in the past faced acute water shortages, forcing families to bathe in shifts and walk up to 3 kilometers to fetch stagnant, foul-smelling water shared with animals.
Achandru Hanifa and Oba Moses, all residents of Kisaru village, say the struggle for clean water has lasted generations and welcome the donation of an underground solar-powered water pump, saying it brings relief to the community. Local leaders say water scarcity affects general performance.
Amaizi tunywa amaizi kuruga hansi ekidime tubayitwina kyo kikachweka kyone pipe yagwa hansi tunywa amaizi gali gabi muno abana nibarwara enswija.
Mugabe Thadex of Kikube Health Center praised the solar piped water system donated by the Islamic Center for Education and lobbied by State Minister for Public Service Grace Mary Mugasa, noting that hospitals lack adequate water for patients.
We have been struggling with lack of water. We've been relying on rainwater, and you know rain is a seasonal thing.
Minister Mugasa said 6 production wells in Kikube and 4 in Hoima City are a good start but inefficient, pledging to lobby for more.
I was honored by the Islamic Center for Education and Research when they donated 6 production wells to the people of Kikube. This morning we started with Kisaru at the trading center. We went to Changwali, Mahamba. We have been at the health center for Kikube. Now we are here at Mairirwe. And tomorrow we'll have 2 more boreholes which we will commission in Hoima City and Hoima District. We want to applaud them and we want to thank His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for allowing Uganda to be free entry for investors, for people who want to donate. Yoweri Museveni has done quite a lot for this country, but we also want to thank him for the stability and security and good governance, because if it wasn't for him, many people wouldn't have donated to this country.
Blue Christmas is near. Spread the festive cheer all December with great deals right here. Shop online with Market by Momo. We deliver. Log on to market.momo.africa. Use the MyMTN app or the new Momo app to register and shop online. Market by Momo is from MTN and powered by MasterCard.
This season, Powerbank brings the magic a little closer with Purpose Santa, spreading joy across our branches. Genuine laughter, warm interactions, and shared moments that remind us our purpose is rooted in the people we serve. From surprises to smiles, these are the moments we'll forever cherish. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Pearl Bank, formerly Post Bank.
Unisteel Investment Uganda Limited, shaping the future of steel in East Africa and beyond. With an investment of over $100 million and a production capacity of 300,000 metric tons per annum, Unisteel is setting new standards in steel manufacturing. At our state-of-art facility, we produce TMX rebars, branded Unis TMX 500 CWR, and high-quality wire rods using only imported virgin steel billets. Every batch is tested and tracked for unmatched quality assurance. Our steel powers the region's most ambitious projects, from dams, skyscrapers, to bridges and beyond. Unisteel, superior quality, trustworthy choice.
And into the world of business, the government of Uganda, through Housing Finance Bank, has signed a memorandum of understanding with cultural leaders from Kochi Chiefdom to sensitize and educate locals in Rakai about the banking sector and how they can benefit from government loans through government-owned banks.
Thank you. Our presence there will then enable us to appreciate not just the business opportunities, but see how we touch and empower people within the Kochi Kingdom. For me, that becomes item number one in terms of how we bring services closer to our people and making financial services more accessible, more affordable, more
to build. Poor people can build, you can finance them. And for us, our people are poor people, but they need help. Some people don't even know about banking services. So we try to see that we sensitize them. And then the business team will join us. So we are inching in, and the essence is to see how we extend Housing Finance Bank to the people, to make banking affordable and accessible. The nearest bank is in Chotera. Chotera is in Central, is in Buganda, is the Uganda Kingdom. So we find ourselves, our people have to drive long distances to take money to Chotera for banking. I informed these people who visited us about this challenge, and we came up with an idea.
Now, people dealing in floriculture have urged government to look into the challenges that include high costs of electricity. They were meeting with officials from the export-led strategy Unity and those from the Ministry of Trade.
The export-led strategy unit is striving to enhance Uganda's export competitiveness by addressing barriers and leveraging opportunities in the international trade. The export-led strategy unit, headed by Susan Moezi, is bringing key government agencies like Ministry of Trade to engage with the private sector to see how the country can increase the volume of high exports. They engaged with floriculture dealers and pledged to work with them to address some of the challenges facing the sector.
And it's a sector that is easy to manage because there are just 13 exporters, and today they told us they've added one more, so they are 14. And we wanted to hear from them. What are their challenges? What are they doing? And I think we've all heard about their challenges, and they were not many that they cannot be addressed. One of their most important challenges were the freight costs and the landing costs. They wanted a subsidized freight costs or an airline that we can put at their disposal. They wanted issues of NEMA dealt with because, as you heard, the floriculture industry, their major thing is water. They need to be near a water resource.
The government of Uganda wants to improve the GDP from $50 billion economy to a $500 billion economy. So for that to be achieved, we need to engage our stakeholders. So this is one of the many engagements that we have with our stakeholders, and these, being that they are very few in number, we thought why not begin with these, get to know what their issues are and see how we can support them as government to help that sector thrive, but also to encourage also our youth, because we know that we have a very big population of the youth and many of them are unemployed, but how best to engage them than involving them in such productive enterprises.
Flowers are important to Uganda's economy as a non-traditional export earner, but also plays a key role in creation of employment opportunities.
And this is one of the sectors that government can actually put its money in terms of more investments to actually support them to grow bigger, because they are largely export-oriented. And this is in proper alignment to the tenfold growth strategy that is going to be hinged around building Uganda's foreign investments. So that means that it's a sector that we can leverage on as a country.
Currently, the export of flowers earns the country $65 million annually, but the export-led strategy unit wants the amount increased through supporting the private sector to export more.
Power your moment. Techno, the global partner of AFCON 2025.
Starting with 100,000 shillings, you begin building real financial strength, because wealth doesn't just happen. You build it. And the ones who start early end up ahead. Every deposit, every month, every little increase. This is how your money grows into wealth. Put your money to work with the experts at SBG Securities. Partner with us today on your investment journey.
SBG Securities. Keep growing for you, for them, forever.
And into the world of sports, Pool Association of Uganda's conducted the draws for this Sunday's Nile Special National Open Pool Championship final. It was at the Cooper Chimney, Lugogo, and was followed by our reporter John Barnes Centum.
Months of qualifying, it's now just days. After a couple of months of qualifying, it's now just days to the 2025 Nile Special National Open Pool Championship final, whose draws have been made at Copper Chimney in Lugogo.
Given that we've reached here, the climax of the championship, it literally erases away what you initially called difficulties. They are challenges, but the moment we reach the climax, that's the beauty of resilience.
The highlight of the draw that has 128 men is the first round engagement of 2015 winner Amos Ndiagumanawe against two-time winner and reigning champion Bwaneka Manisuri.
Chensoolo gamba ntolabera najja nensobola okuwangula ate luli omwaka ogwedde saali fit naye kati ndi fit nnyo era nsuubira nti niratuuka ku buwanguzi nirazanya bulungi nnyo.
On the women's side of 32 players, Angela Businje will face Lukia Naiga in what is expected to be a tight round one fixture. The women's category has seasoned contenders like Rashida Mutesi, Rita Nimusima, Lisa Namuganza, Juliet Namuhanga, and Zaimat Nambafu.
I'm excited about this championship. The first excitement came because I'm a seeded player, so I automatically qualified to play at the grand finale. Well, this is the biggest championship in pool, and I've trained, and I believe in myself, and what I can say is I'm going to play better than I've ever played before.
The Nile Special National Open Pool Championship final is due this Sunday at the MTN Arena Lugogo. The respective gender winners will drive home Subaru Impreza vehicles.
Makerere University has officially flagged off its sports contingent set to participate in the 20th edition of the Association of Uganda University Sports, and those as the AUUS Games scheduled to take place from 18th to 23rd December 2025.
Presiding over the flag-off ceremony, the Vice-Chancellor commended the students for balancing academic excellence with sporting talent, describing the games as a critical platform for nurturing discipline, teamwork, and leadership among young people.
Sports is very important for all of us, and it is important because sports trains you to be a leader. There is a way sports trains people to be leaders, and I'm sure that these young people whom we are flagging off, who are very active in sports, are actually future leaders. And I believe that training they will get through sports is going to help them to be managers of various categories, whether it is politics or just managing businesses or managing groups of people, wherever they will be placed to lead.
The Makerere team will compete alongside students from universities across the country in what is expected to be a highly competitive edition of the Games. Officials say the tournament not only promotes physical fitness, but also strengthens inter-university cooperation and national cohesion.
Important to balance academics and sports because academics, when you come to the university, it is not all about academic work. It is about whole person development. So when our students participate in sports, there are other attributes that they acquire, including leadership, including resilience, including teamwork.
As the oldest and one of the most decorated universities in Uganda, Makerere heads into the Games with high expectations, aiming to uphold its strong sporting legacy while showcasing emerging talent on the national stage.
Taking 230, 120 women and 110 men. We have trained. We thank the university for giving us the camp, 10 days camp in Lumumba Hall. The coaches have done their part. We had many students who were able to select those ones. But we thank them for the discipline and the training.
As Makerere University, we are very prepared for the UCU Games and we are hoping for the best. We are hoping to bring back gold medals, and many of them.
The AUUS Games remain one of Uganda's biggest platforms for university sports, serving as a pipeline for identifying future national athletes and reinforcing the role of sports in youth development. Sandra Kahonde, Robert Katamba, UBC News.
All we had time for. Once again, thank you so much for choosing us and allowing us into your space. My name is Patricia Lukoma. It's a good night from us.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Ginshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning. Eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information,